Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. And as I continue on my Vermont vacation, as you can see the snow coming down outside, another movie that I got to see last week that I hadn't had a chance to talk about features someone we just watched in a trailer that was so kick-ass. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'll throw it up there. Make sure you go check out that trailer. John Wick 3 is gonna be stellar. And so of course we're talking about Keanu Reeves and his new movie in the theaters. I was excited, man, because I'm always excited for some Keanu Reeves. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. Outside of John Wick, I'm always down for Keanu. And this movie was in the sci-fi world and was dealing with some stuff that I thought looked interesting. And I was like, this could be a cool movie. It looked like it was going to be a thriller. And I guess technically it is, but not Keanu's fault, that's for sure, but this movie struggles in a lot of different ways. So pull up a chair, man, take a seat. We're getting ready to dive into spoiler-free Replicas. And like I said, man, you know, I was really intrigued with this movie, and I was excited because I love, like I said, Keanu, and Keanu's character, Will Foster, has a really interesting story going on. He's working in this I guess you'd say genetics. No, not genetics. I don't know, like brain neuroscience stuff, right? And it's all. One of the things that don't work too well in this movie is the sci-fi elements, man. They feel very early thousands, lots of moving screens and things that don't actually exist on the camera, and they don't look that great. And we are in a place now where CGI stuff is so good that if it's not on point, it really stands out. And it's not just the stuff and the swiping and all this stuff is not on the screen, but you know, one of the robots, there's a robot sequence in this movie we'll talk about that it's so jumpy, but essentially, what he's working on is taking the ability to take a dying or critically wounded soldier, upload the consciousness, and then upload it to a robot. Essentially creating AI based on the consciousness of the person who just is near death or just passed. I think they have to just pass. Yeah, they're dead. And like I said, there's a robot sequence where you see what the technology is doing, and Lily's gonna be interesting. And then you just watch the robot, and I'm like, why does it look? There is some, like I said, there's some really bad CGI in this movie. But the interesting concept is with everything you're seeing going on here, and it's not working too well. Keanu gets into a car accident and loses his entire family, his wife and his 3 kids, and all he can think about doing is trying to bring them back. And he essentially creates replicas of them. And it looked like there was going to be things wrong with the replicas, like the mapping of the brain and stuff wasn't going to work. The trailers were kind of making you think like this is going to be a suspenseful thriller, maybe a little horror. No, it doesn't do any of those things, and I wish it would have, because it could have made this movie really interesting. But instead, the direction it decides to take, where like the replicas could go bad or go crazy, it doesn't go there. It just goes that everything works, and then what's the fallout if people find out that you did something? Oh god, dude, the writing in this movie was rough. I really didn't like the script. Like I said, I thought there was a more interesting story. And then some of the things they do, you can't perfect technology on a robot. Yet in the course of a few hours, after the accident, we're creating not robot replicas, we're creating full-on clones. And they make cloning seem so easy in this movie. Oh my god. Like I said, you can't get a robot to work, but cloning, so simple. And the reasoning the cloning works versus why the robot doesn't actually is one of the few things that makes sense and could have really played into a good sci-fi story. But the simplicity to cloning people, I was just like, it's not, and the fallout in the movie is not what you're gonna expect the fallout to be. Like I said, the story takes a really weird turn where it's like, if people start finding out about this and all this money and all these, it's like all the other stuff that's going on, like why aren't we actually diving into like more of the science and stuff? And like I said, the script just crushed me. But Keanu's really good, man. If you're a Keanu fan, you're gonna enjoy him here. There was one weird thing that I was noticing, and you saw it if you were watching the John Wick 3 trailer. You saw it. The way he runs. In John Wick 2, he gets hit by a car really badly and then kind of limps and lumbers through the whole movie. I thought that was so good because he should be running like that, and he's looking like he's running like that in John Wick 3, which picks up right after John Wick 2, I would assume. But in this movie, when he runs, he's running like that, and I'm like, why does it just... Someone gotta call Tom Cruise, man. Get this guy some lessons if that's what running has turned into for Keanu. It made me laugh. But outside of that, I thought Keanu was really solid, and given the little that he was given, he tried his best. And I think everybody tries. Alice Eve, who plays his wife Mona, she's okay. She was a little too far off kilter for me. Like, her clone was so off that it would have played more into the movie I wanted them to make. Made like more of a legit thriller. But it doesn't play that way, so the strangeness is just odd. Then you also get a really nice performance from Thomas Middleditch. But again, things with his character, too, drive me crazy. Like, one minute he's totally okay doing one thing, but then another thing that's not even as bad as what he just did, he doesn't want to do. And again, the stuff with the cloning, and he's involved in that stuff heavily. I was just like, what's going on? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not understanding. And he tries to bring, his appeal to the screen, and it works at times, but the script's so clunky, he can't even really shine as much as he's trying to do the best he can. And then throw in the rest of Keanu's family. You have Emily Allen Lind, who plays his daughter Sophie, MJ Anthony, who plays Matt Foster, and Aria Lyric LeBeau, who plays Zoe, the youngest. All of them do a pretty decent job, but again, like I said, the script just doesn't really give any of them much to do, and the things that the kids were all bringing it in a way where it was like, why aren't we doing more interesting things? Oh, the story just drives me nuts in this movie. But everybody that shows up, I think, tries their best. They're all just a little off, and it doesn't quite gel and feel right throughout the movie. And all around, it just kind of creates this conundrum that, ends up falling on a really weak script from Chad St. John and Stephen Hamill. And Jeffrey Nachmanoff, who directed this one, just so generic. It was like a paint by numbers for a sci-fi movie, and with a weak script, and even though actors are trying their best, they don't really have much to go on. This movie just struggles a lot. So I wanted to like Replicas, but it fell really, 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 really short for me. Just didn't work on all kinds of levels, especially in the sci-fi genre. I just thought this was like, we're at a place where movies like this 10, 15, 20 years ago might have been cool. Getting that quality in 2019, unacceptable. So that's all I have to think about Replicas. Now I want to know what you're thinking, man. Have you checked Replicas out? Did you like it? Did you not like it? How bad was it? Where does it fall on worst movies of the year? Getting off to a good start, January 2019. We've already got some worst year movie candidates right out the gate. So let me know everything you're thinking about the movie if you've seen it. List spoilers if you got them. If you haven't seen the movie, are you intrigued? I don't think I did a really good job of trying to intrigue you. Now, like I said, I definitely wouldn't see this in the theaters, but if you're a Keanu fan, give it a watch when it comes out. But let me know what you're thinking there. Are you disappointed that I didn't like it? Let me know everything you got going on. If you haven't seen the movie, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe and little bell so you get alerts every time I make a new video. For the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down. No replicas here, man. All authentic C-Man, baby. I am the C-Man, and I'm signing off. Peace. Well, you guys are still here. You must be looking for some more content. Well, don't worry. C-Man's got you covered, man. You got videos like this guy and this guy. And if you haven't yet, and you want to come check out all the C-Man goodies, join the Cinema Sit Down squad, man. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell down below that, too, so you can get alerts every time I make new videos.